You know, sort of prior to his arrival, there had been ups and there had been downs, and there had been some gaps in between those peaks and valleys for BC.
These two teams go way back to the old Big East days. Miami and Boston College. That strike here from Lopez is out long on the far side, so the Eagles will take the first point here of this opening set. Sophia Lambros at the service line, the senior from Fullerton, California, tied for 5th in the ACC in aces with 38. Through the middle, the block is there for the Eagles. A good combination block between Peyton Minyard and Elena Crabtree.
And you can see already Lambros is going after the freshman Grace Lopez on these serves, trying to get her out of rhythm early on. Lopez missing on that first swing, coming off a little bit of a tough game against Pitt on Wednesday.
Lopez had 16 kills, 10 digs against Boston College earlier this season. Head coach Jose Keno Gandara on the left side for Miami, getting an explanation on that last point. It's a 2-0 lead for Boston College. Lopez with the set, and that's right through the middle. A great job finding that strike for Janice Leao. Leao, the Massachusetts product, graduated from New Bedford High School. Leao did not play in the last matchup between Boston College and this Miami team. You see the serve from Lopez on the near side. It's Jensen. She's denied by the block. It's Leao who gets up.
Yeah, 6'3", just tremendous wingspan on Leao, and just a huge, huge presence in the middle, both offensively and defensively.
As a junior, ended the year ranked 11th in the NCAA with 1.36 blocks per set. A good job on the back row from Heredia Colon. And that lands inside. A good little top spin on the shot there. Grieve gets the point. Now Grace Lopez at the service line continues to try to ride this point streak. His 3-0 run for Miami. A little miscommunication there with Minyard. And the senior can't get the point.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough pass there. Lambros trying to go one hand on the quick set to the middle. Maybe might have had the opportunity to get that second hand in there, but right now Lopez causing problems with this big jump serve.
Another good serve. Lambros does a good job setting it up. Free ball comes back from Jensen to the far side. Trying to get that is Greaves, and Lopez just mistimed that point. Looked like she got up before the ball got to her. 4-3 lead for Miami.
Yeah, she thought that one was going to come off the block with a little bit more of a line drive, and obviously up on her tiptoes early, and when that ball looped off the block, she ended up out of position as a result. And Boston College going to take a moment here. Lambros had kind of a hard landing chasing that ball down, so they're going to see if they can get her a quick patch.
Some blood on the hands of Lambros, or excuse me, on the inside thigh. Lambros will get that cleaned up. Take a look at Jason Kennedy, we were just talking about earlier today. In his 6th season, Jason Kennedy picking up win 100 in his BC career. Before the match today, the Boston College and Miami faithful who made the trip along with the staff here, honoring Jason Kennedy.
Typically understated reaction from the head coach. That's sort of what we've come to expect. He's, you know, never really been one to sort of, you know, trumpet any sort of accolades that he's had over the course of his career. Great though it's been, you know, and what he's done with this Boston College program, he will be the first to tell you it has been all about the players, and especially high praise for this group of 6 seniors he will celebrate today.
Passing Andrea Leonard there, who was in first prior to Jason Kennedy. Jensen on the far side. Good dig on the back row. Now another chance for Greaves. It was jostled for at the net. Jensen kept it alive. Near side now. That shot off the hands of Cologne. Ricochets off the beams and stayed alive. Murphy now. Over for Lambros. Near side. It's off the block. Audrey Ross tools the block and gets the point for Boston College.
Couple real good swings right out of the gate for the freshman Audrey Ross. She's been getting better and better the last couple weeks. Started with the home-and-home series against NC State, where she had 40 kills combined in the 2 matches, 13 more against Wake Forest on Wednesday. Real good sign for her at the end of her freshman year.
It's gonna hit off the net. Nice pancake there, but Crabtree's gonna keep it for the ace. And Boston College responds with a run of their own. 5-4, the Eagles take the lead.
Something to watch for today, Lewis. I think if there's one area where BC might have a slight edge over Miami, it is in the service game. It was a big weapon for them in this matchup last year.
Played for at the net. There's Leao finding a great opportunity on the back row. Leao picks up another kill. You talked about it. Serve receive is something that Coach Keno has talked about in our call this week that they have to get better on.
That was a problem for them on Wednesday. They were out-aced 9-zip against Pitt.
Ambrose sets it backside for Jensen. Kept alive by Rosado. And that one finds the line on the backside. Well, Miami doing a great job getting past that second row and finding the line. We're all tied, or excuse me, it's 6-5 Miami.
Yeah, terrific block touch leads to a nice pass from Rosado and a great pipe ball for Grieve.
On the serve. Back over for Ross, and she'll get it off the hands of Lopez. Well, it seems in Boston College needs a response. They're going to the freshman.
Yeah, you know, I think Audrey Ross playing with a ton of confidence right now, as she well should be. You know, highly touted hitter coming in, sort of mixed and matched throughout the lineup for most of the year. Tried out some on the right side, some on the left side. And now has just sort of started to finally get in a groove.
Anna Murphy at the service line, 3 aces against UNC earlier this year. Leao took a little spin off that one. So Leao, the hot hand here for Miami, up to 3 kills in this opening set.
Yeah, didn't catch it clean, but it worked out because it still found a hole in the back of the defense.
One-point advantage here for the Hurricanes. Ross will handle the serve. Murphy with the setup towards the attack line. That's a quick feed and a quick strike down the middle. Abby Cassiano comes through. Syracuse transfer from 2 years ago. Came over after her junior season. 2-point lead here for Miami. Hitting .250 here in this opening set. Serve's gonna sail long.
Right now, Miami getting just about anything they want through the middle. Leao's a perfect 3 for 3. Cassiano coming in, put her first ball away. So 4 of the 6 Hurricanes kills coming through the middle. That'll be something to watch as this first set kind of rolls on. Now you've got Haggerty in the front row too for BC, so that changes the calculus a little bit.
See how that size up front helps the Eagles, and that's gonna hit off the hands, and a point there for Miami. Back to serve now is gonna be Savannah Vach. Had 4 aces against Virginia Tech. Right off the hands. Penn with the setup. Again, right at the block is Audrey Ross.
Jason Kennedy telling Grace Penn that's a good set. Just sort of put it up, let Ross go up and get it. Size-wise, she is the biggest pin hitter that BC has, and letting her use her power to operate.
This comes on the backside now, and that's a good strike cross court from Heredia Colón. Flo Marie from Santo Domingo, a sophomore standing at 6-0, and that's the thing about this team for Keno. He's recruited very heavily in the Caribbean islands, whether it's Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic. He has found some strong talent down there.
Yeah, Puerto Rican native himself. Game's obviously very popular there, so, you know, it's certainly an area bursting with talent.
Flo's serve goes out of play, and it's going to give BC the point, the opportunity to get back on the offensive end.
And one other thing, you know, Coach talked with us about is a lot of times, you know, Puerto Rican players will have an opportunity to dip into some international experience as well, which really kind of helps the growth process along the way.
And you talked about not having to coach some of those basic skills that they're developing there on the international stage. So the cross-court shot. Dug out on the back row from Ross. On the near side is Crabtree. Got some support there from Yellen. Another chance from the attacking line, but denied. That's a good block up front. Getting tall was Cassiano.
Yeah, good timing on the triple. Recognition by Grieve that ball's coming out of the back row. And a good job. Sometimes with those triples, you really got to make sure that everybody's tight together. You don't want to leave even the slightest bit of a seam because a good hitter will find it. By that time, Grieve and Cassiano right up next to each other to make sure there's no lane for Ross to fit that through.
That It's flicked over. Rosado now onto the near side for Lopez, and she's denied it. Landed in. So a point there for the Eagles.
Yeah, just a block right back off the body of Lopez. No opportunity for her to get out of the way of that one on the follow-through as Crabtree just basically ricocheted it right back off her chest.
Sophia Lambros back at the service line, the product from Fullerton. 2 aces shy of a BC record. Back to the far side, Greaves got it off the block but kept alive. Near side for Crabtree, she's denied by the block, and Yellen just got too much on it, couldn't play it back towards Murphy. Neither team has created separation.
Yeah, so far, great back and forth first set. I mean, it was tight, even though it was a 3-0 match the first time these two teams played, but I look at the blocking as a big key. It's something both of these teams do very well.
Yellen, a good dig off that powerful serve to the near side. A free ball is going to come back for the Hurricanes. Bach looking for Leao. And it gets a piece. Janice Leao gets a tip. She had 13 kills against NC State. Now up to 4 so far here in this match. Another strong serve. That one goes in for an ace for Grace Lopez.
You can see Jason Kennedy weighing on whether or not to call the timeout yet or not, close to the immediate timeout, but doesn't want to see his team go down 5 points in this first set either.
Lopez back at the serve. Yellen, good feed, gets it back over for Jensen, and Jensen's gonna miss wide. Oh no, actually in on the near side. That's a good strike there from Jensen to go away from the block, but still ride that line.
Yeah, first kill for Jensen too. She's been the most consistent hitter these last few weeks for Boston College, really maybe the most consistent hitter all year. So if you can get her going here in this first set, you have a chance to rally back.
There's a denial by the block, but it's kept alive. Now Lopez trying to strike it, and again finding the court is Grace Lopez. 15-11, Miami has come out strong here in the opening set, hitting 300 against the Eagles so far. We'll step aside here. Join us back for the second half of this first set. You're watching ACC Volleyball here on ACC Network Extra.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to achieve my ambitions. With SoFi checking and savings, I pay no account fees and earn a competitive APY.
It's bow time.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom. I land at 3.
Any ideas for your first meal home?
Bojangles?
Well, you don't want my cooking. Well, okay.
This holiday, order your family favorites in the Bojangles app.
Now that tastes like home.
It's bow time.
Being an NFL fan is the greatest. Unless your home team doesn't match your hometown. Because it's hard for dolphins to survive in the desert. And eagles don't tend to nest with giants. But with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can watch your favorite teams out of market Sunday games. So no matter where you live, it'll feel a little more like home. At least on Sundays. NFL Sunday Ticket. Thanksgiving week sale ends Monday.
To 50 years with my best friend and my soulmate.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge. And Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less and get the job done with 1.
You've got a bit of your face on your face.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Cannell Recreation Center here in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. The Hurricanes a 4-point lead here in the opening set. Let's take a look at the ACC standings. You got 4 ranked teams that are trying to get an opportunity to potentially get into that top seeding for the tournament. But Boston College and Miami trying to creep back up.
Absolutely, you know, for Miami, they're just sort of looking to sort of confirm themselves in for the NCAA tournament. The RPI is in pretty good shape. NC State sort of right in there as well. Florida State finally jumping into the top 25. I wondered, well, it's kind of when the Noles would kind of get some love. You go 15-2 in the ACC, you are absolutely one of the best 25 teams in the country.
Another service ace here for Miami. It's Greaves who gets in on the action. And a reminder, no ACC tournament, so the final standings will be decided by the end of today. Big matchups on hand.
Yeah, Florida State hosting Notre Dame, going to decide whether it's a shared title with Pitt or whether the Panthers will claim the ACC championship alone.
Cologne with a block. That was alone by Cologne.
Well, that's massive for Cologne there. One-on-one matchup with Jensen. Usually you favor the hitter in those situations, but Cologne getting the better of the block that time.
Reeve back to serve. 6-point advantage. It's back for Ross. And the block has come to play here for Miami. Leao gets the piece. That's going to be a timeout for Jason Kennedy and Boston College after they've gone down by 7 points here in set number 1.
Yeah, that's already 5 blocks for Miami. And again, I kind of thought that was going to be a tipping point in this match. You've got 2 of the better blocking teams in the ACC. And when you go back and look at, the first match these 2 teams played, Miami was really able to control things in the front row because of the block. Now we know Boston College has gotten better over the course of the season in terms of blocking. We know Julia Haggerty individually is one of the best in the ACC, but it's going to sort of determine if BC's pin hitters can get involved in the block as well. Crabtree, Ross, we know they're capable blockers as well. So if they can kind of pick things up and help out the BC block, it's going to be kind of a battle to see which offense can find a way to get in rhythm. And right now, Miami's out in front here in that first set.
See the stats right there, very similar for both these teams, as a good crowd has come on hand here at the Cannell Center to watch the action on Senior Day. Miami wrapped up Senior Day with a big victory against Georgia Tech for hitting the road against Pittsburgh, that 3-0 loss at Pittsburgh, and now their final regular season game here at Boston College. While for the Eagles, they come in 18-13, 7-10 in the ACC. They were picked in the preseason as 12 out of 15 teams, trying to prove the naysayers wrong. But Boston College won 2 of their last 3, 4 out of their last 5 matchups, hoping for an opportunity in the postseason. Miami 17-10, 10-7 in ACC play. They were selected 3rd in the ACC preseason poll, and they started conference play pretty hot, 8-3 before this last stretch, just 2-4 in the last 6 games for the Hurricanes.
Well, coming out today like they are on a mission to sort of prove that they are very much worthy of being an NCAA tournament team and trying to get back to the things that made them successful at the start of the ACC campaign. And it's, relying on their setter, Savannah Vach, who, is very, very capable at controlling the tempo of a game.
Vach sits 2nd all-time in career assists for Miami at 5,113. That's a strong strike on the near side. Good battle for at the net. Lopez comes up. Now Cologne goes cross-court. Did she get a tip of the block? She did not. She overhits it, and Boston College will get the point.
Yeah, just got behind that ball a little bit too much. But again, a couple of times now, there's been some sort of 50-50 balls around the net that, you would like to see BC kind of just put to the floor, and Miami's been able to pop those up and get an extension in the rally. So if BC can find a way to sort of end some of those junk points around the net, they'll be right back in it.
Gonna go far side again for Cologne, and just to that point, Ben Jensen and Haggerty get up. It's Jensen who gets the point.
That's all Kat Jensen there. Says, you got me, I'm gonna get you back.
Good job on the timing there from Jensen. It's gonna be Murphy at the service line. Strong one, goes back for Cologne here, Miami. And no touch at the net. It's gonna be point Boston College, and Coach Kennel's gonna look for that green card, see if there was a touch against Jensen or Haggerty.
Yeah, Cologne immediately signaling, as was the rest of the Miami team on the floor, signaling for that touch. And, when you're up by 5, or 6 potentially, depending on, I guess, how this challenge swings, it's a worthwhile challenge. You sort of figure what the heck, you've got a little bit of a gap here even if you come out on the wrong end of it, it's really not a big loss. You're still in position to have the lead here late in the first set.
We'll take a look at home with you, see any movement there on that far side.
Looks like it goes through.
It's a better angle here from our production crew.
Yeah, it looks like it just goes in between Haggerty and Jensen there. There is a little bit of a gap. And you can see Cologne's aiming for it. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as a hitter, right? You're supposed to hit for that seam. And just a little bit more than the width of a volleyball. Doesn't catch either on the way by. Crabtree gets out of the way of it. So I think this is probably going to go Boston College's way.
Keep them on a 3-0 scoring run. Boston College trailing by 5 here in the opening set. We've seen 4 ties, 3 lead changes here in set number 1. But as you said, some of the numbers that really stick out, 5 blocks for Miami and 10 kills over Boston College's 4. They really have been efficient so far at the net.
Absolutely, and I, again, I think a lot of the credit goes to Savannah Vach and just her ability to, find ways to create space on the offense. Whether it's, getting her hitters in one-on-one situations. We've seen Miami utilize the back row a lot as well, especially in out-of-system situations. I think that's something that Boston College is going to have to try to adjust to, whether it's getting a triple block perhaps up front or just, maybe getting an extra body dropping back off the net defensively.
Stephen Webster and William Carson are our referees, R1 and R2 today. Vach feeds it for Leao. Murphy is there. Lambros backside for Jensen, and Jensen finds the opening. 4-0 scoring run here for the Eagles.
Terrific coverage on the tip there from Murphy. Recognition that the timing on the set to Leao just a little bit off there, so she crashes early, gets a good ball, and a great back flick by Lambros on the set.
Too much on that one, made it easy for Jensen. Murphy, the serve gets over. Rosado goes up to Cologne, another heavy hit. That's 3 straight from Cologne on the far side. Not getting it down enough.
This does not go down as an ace for Anna Murphy, but the serve is what puts this all into motion. It has to be an out-of-system set. Cologne's way off the net and just tries to power it off the hands and misses.
Murphy gets the service ace.
Now responds with her best serve of the day. That is a tough serve for anybody to handle. Coming right down the line, and Neilani Feliciano forces Miami into a timeout. Terrific response from BC after the Eagles timeout.
That's going to be a timeout here for the Hurricanes. And well, we've been talking about where this game is going to be close and where Miami has struggled as of late. We talked about that 8-3 start in conference play. In the last 6 games, you see the numbers are kind of tilted on the opposite end, not getting enough aces as they did almost at the beginning of the season. What really sticks out to you there, Ben?
Well, really, it's the battle at the service line. We know it's always pivotal in any match. It can, really tilt things one way or the other. Even sometimes when the numbers appear even, that doesn't necessarily tell the whole story in terms of, we saw a great example in the previous point where Anna Murphy puts a good serve, forces Miami into an out-of-system hit, and the ball goes out of bounds. That's not something that shows up as an ace or a serve receive error, but it still affects the momentum of the match. So Miami, hasn't been getting quite as many aces. Their serve receive's gotten off track a little bit, very emblematic in the game against Pitt where they gave up 9 aces to the Panthers, did not record a single ace. So, that tells a little bit of the story of the way things have gone for Miami as of late. And again, you go back to last year when BC knocked off Miami here a year ago, they did it largely due to what they were able to accomplish at the service line.
2-point lead for Miami, and the Hurricanes were hitting 300 at 15-11 here in the opening set. They are now down to .077. They are holding Boston College to an even 0 hitting percentage. 6-0 scoring run for the Eagles. Murphy at the line. Set up from Vach, goes back to Cologne. Cologne gets the point off the block.
That's what a good setter does. In that rotation, Vach's in the front row. So unless she gets a tight set to call her own number, there's only 2 hitting options out there. So Cologne kind of has to come through. And even after 3 straight misses, you have to continue to feed her confidence.
Cologne had 8 kills against Boston College earlier this year. It's going to be a free chance for Miami. Schroeder had to send it over. There's Haggerty. Back set for Lopez. That was deceptive from the Hurricanes, and Lopez, the freshman, gets the point.
Yeah, lefty on that right side, always going to be an option in the back row, and I think that's something that, you know, BC has maybe missed out on a couple times. You can see Schroeder recognizes it. Haggerty a little late to get over and close out. There's just a ton of hitting room for Lopez.
Moisio, the serve. Haggerty denied by the block, and trying to punch it over was Murphy, but it's going to go out of play.
Well, right now, Miami winning the battle in the middle. Leao with 3 blocks. That's the second for Cassiano. If BC's gonna fight back in this set or in this match, they're gonna have to find a way to get through some of those middles or start to get some blocks of their own.
Said it again, the block's just moving for Miami, and that was communication.
Yeah, that was actually Vach. I thought it was Cassiano who got Haggerty there. That was a good recognition by Vach. And, you know, sometimes it's one of your best traits as a setter, is recognizing what the other setter is trying to do, and just had a hunch there that they were going to try to feed Haggerty because she hadn't gotten a set yet. So Vach was right on top of it. Good recognition, and was ready there with the hands.
Oh, the Hurricanes taking the league by storm. Miami in the top 5 in the ACC in a bunch of statistical categories. 5th in the ACC in aces per set. You see right there at 1.6. They've done a lot of good things against conference opponents who've shown, I mean, even last year, 6 ACC teams making the NCAA tournament. This year, we should see an even number, equal number to the numbers we saw last year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we saw the rankings before. Right now, you've got 4 ACC teams in the top 25. I think you can safely say that all 4 of those are definitely going to be in the tournament. Pitt, Louisville, Georgia Tech may all be in the top 16. Georgia Tech will have to kind of wait and see perhaps whether or not they get one of those hosting duties for the NCAA tournament. But Pitt, Louisville for sure should be in there. Florida State absolutely going to be in the tournament. And I think the resume is certainly good enough for both Miami and NC State to get in as well.
Wolfpack earlier this season, they split with Boston College. Both teams winning those matches on the road. Lambros backside for Jensen. Nice little flick over the block, but kept alive on the dive for Moisio. Lambros for Jensen, finding the opening across court.
Nice soft touch by Haggerty. That was a short tip over from Cologne. Had to do it because she didn't get any approach chance to swing at a ball. Sometimes, as a coach, you worry a little bit about that middle hitter taking the first ball when it's softly dumped over the net like that, but good soft hands from Haggerty to tee it up for Lambros on the set.
Grace Penn and Sam Hoppus check in for the Eagles, and there's Cologne finding an opening. Heredia Cologne, part of the youth movement here for the Hurricanes, just a sophomore. 25 kills earlier this season against NC State. Schroeder keeps it alive. Haggerty was trying to finesse it over the net. The setup wasn't high enough.
Yeah, looking for that shoot set again, but it's a little bit too far off the net, a little bit too low in terms of trajectory. Forces Haggerty into a tough shot.
Set point here for Miami, 24-18. And they'll get it. Hoppus is denied by the block, and only fitting that the block earns the point here for the Hurricanes. They'll take the opening set, 25. It's good that they got the food, and good that they were able to enjoy the meal there. Rosado on the serve. See how the Eagles respond here in set number 2, and trying to tool the block there was Roach. Looks like she did not get a piece. Ambrose was trying to ask the referee on the left side to see if there was some contact there, but he agreed that there was no touch. 1-0 start here for the Hurricanes. Free ball, and putting it right down is Leao.
Yeah, you could see just a little heavy touch from Crabtree there on the pass. First one was tight for Lambros. Second one, Crabtree put a little more under it.
A couple of powerful servers here for the Hurricanes. See Leao just put it right down. Murphy over to Lambros, now near side for Jensen. Rosado keeps it alive. Lopez, cross court, too much power.
Well, credit Lambros. She had the angle read perfectly. She's in good position, but again, as you said, the power from Lopez just too much.
3-0 start here for the Hurricanes. Rosado over to Crabtree. Back over for Crabtree, and she'll get the kill. Good response there from the senior.
Yeah, nice adjustment on the serve here. She took a little something off it, put a little backspin on the ball, made it an easier play for Lambros to set her up. And that's more trademark, fast-paced offense from BC.
Girls like to go quickly. Murphy attacking Lopez down the line. Reeve gets it back over for the Eagles. Jensen pushes it over. Reball for Boston College. Lambros goes through the middle for Haggerty, and she'll get the kill. Julia Haggerty gets the point for Boston College. That makes it 3-2 Hurricanes.
Yeah, Haggerty getting all of this one. This is that shoot set they tried a couple times at the end of the first. This time, Lambros puts it on a dime, and Haggerty's got a huge window to swing through.
Eagles got a lot of their runs from Anna Murphy on the service line. That's layout. Didn't have enough on it. Crabtree trying to respond. Good block there. It was a good opportunity to try to keep the play alive on that back row, but little miscommunication at the front. It was Vach who made the contact.
Well, smart by Crabtree, though, going down the line, right? Because you take out the center, you can see nobody's prepared to chase down that second ball when Vach has the first touch.
So Miami started 3-0. Boston College has responded with 3 points of their own. Lopez back up for Vach, and now layout. That's a good dig for Murphy. Battle at the net, kept alive. Lambros thought she pancaked it.
I think they got Haggerty in the net.
The point there for Miami.
You could see Haggerty was trying to track that ball as it was coming back over to layout the second time around. Just trying to get a piece, and you can see as she turns off, her back hits the net.
Lambros now trying to feed Crabtree. Bach, backside for Lopez. Lopez hits it off the net. That one just threw Jensen for a loop as it rode the tape for a second there.
Yeah, bad break there, but this is what good players can do. It's called bending the net to your will.
She has a lot of power there. You're gonna see it from Lopez here on the backside. Tells you about 27 kills against Florida State. Season high, had 16 against Boston College the last time these two teams played. That serve's gonna miss the back line. Talking about the international experience for some of these Miami players. She played in Puerto Rico. She was a player of the week by buzzer beater, was also a team MVP in the collegiate tournament down there on the islands. Grace Penn serves that one into the net. This is where Boston College has to limit the mistakes, is when you're getting into a matchup, can't give free points to the opposing team.
Absolutely, and if you know sort of one of the weapons you possess is your ability to try to control the service line, you can't give away free points on missed serves.
Grieve now will try to get it off the hands of Murphy, and she will. Miami responds with the point on the service line.
And right there, that's a twofer, right? Give up a free point, putting the serve in the net, and good serve the other way by Grieve.
Grieve 19th in the ACC on kills per set coming into today. Penn trying to find Haggerty. That's a good dig, but it's out of play. Rosado had a good dive to make some contact. Back and forth we go here in set number 2. Miami took the opening set 25-18. Eagles have not hit the ball well today.
Well, you can see that's why they're trying to find Haggerty a little bit more in the middle, try to open things up for some of the pin hitters.
Box to the near side for Cologne, and Cologne's denied by the block. Getting up was the freshman Sam Hoppus.
You say Hoppus showing off the Hoppus?
She's got the hops. 7-6 for Miami. That's the thing with this Jason Kennedy program. He also has some really young, good talent. Bach gonna look for Lopez. And she's denied by Haggerty. Julia Haggerty gets the block for Boston College.
We'll see if that's a block. I don't know if that one was actually getting over the net. It might have been another tape crawler coming, but Haggerty's there to make sure it doesn't spin off.
7-7 match here in the second set. Cologne has to readjust, but got it off the block. He gets the point.
Well, that is a great adjustment by Flor Cologne. She's almost back on the floor by the time she makes contact with this ball. And essentially what she's doing, she's hitting up at the hands. And that's why you get that high redirect, and very difficult for the back row defenders to track down.
11th in the ACC in kills per set. It's Miami team with 3 players in the top 20. Penn's gonna find it back for Schroeder, and Schroeder's gonna get the kill here for Boston College. A response for the Eagles.
Well, power swing from Hallie Schroeder that time. Known maybe as a little bit more of a finesse hitter, but this time just sort of rears back and lets it rip.
14 kills against NC State, the product from Frisco, Texas. Outside hitter, a freshman, and there's gonna be a service ace off the hands.
And from Haggerty as well, doesn't usually serve in the rotation. Obviously, you can have the libero serve for one of the middles, the way BC lines it up. Usually it's Murphy serving for Haggerty. This time they flip-flop it, and Haggerty showing off a newly developed serve.
Had an ace against Virginia, and Haggerty can't keep it alive on the back row.
That's a good fix on a broken play there for Miami. They were all out of sorts, just sort of put the ball on top of the net. They let Cassiano go up and get it. She's able to put it in a good spot.
Cassiano, last season for Miami, played in all 30 matches. 212 points as Boston College responds there with a point of their own.
First kill for Hoppus. Again, showing off that same kind of angle that we've seen Lopez hit a couple times. We get that lefty on the strong side, the right side of the net. You know, they're able to create some different angles that make it tough for a defense to read.
Hoppus, a 3-time all-district player at San Ramon Valley. Bach looks through the middle, and diving to keep it alive was Lambros, but didn't get a hand on it. All-out extension there for Sophia Lambros. Makes it 10-10 here off the kill from Cassiano.
Good effort. Always tough when you have to go full extension to really get your whole hand under the ball.
12 digs for Miami, 9 for Boston College. Hurricanes hitting 238 here in this second set. Back across, and Roach gets the point. The junior from Greenwich getting involved here. Gives Boston College the lead, 11-10.
Again, you can see BC trying to involve the middle more. You could hear Roach calling for that set all the way up here. She wanted that set bad, got it.
Schroeder at the service line now, the freshman. It's that one over to Rosado. Grieve gonna get it off the block. Schroeder there on the back line. Far side feed, it's punched over there from Ross. 11-11 on the score now.
Yeah, you could see Lambros really trying to go quick with that set, time it for Ross, but again, sometimes on those fast sets, you still got to make sure the trajectory's there, and that time Ross wasn't quite ready for how low that ball was.
Rosado now serves it towards Murphy. Far side, kept alive by Cologne. Near side, Greaves off the top of the net, and Boston College will get the point.
Yeah, caught the antenna there. Audrey Ross, she's a little bit of a different player. I know Boston College kind of wants to run this fast-paced offense, but Audrey Ross might be more of a player who, when you give her time to see the block, as good as it may be, she's powerful enough to be able to beat it.
Good enough to get that decision-making, right? Whether she's going to tool it or try, as we talked about earlier, find that opening in the middle. Greaves now strikes that one down for Miami to make it 12-12 here in the second set.
This is a picture-perfect example of why Savannah Vach is so special. That's a line drive pass at her waist, and she just spins it up on a bump set and puts it on a dime for Grieve.
Strong serve from Lopez again. Near side, Jensen has to go back to get it. That one's punched over, but out of play by Lopez. And Kat Jensen getting some momentum here.
Starting to see BC spread the wealth a little bit more offensively, starting to see some of the hitters get into rhythm. This is when the Eagles can be dangerous, when they can be unpredictable offensively.
Talked about those sets by Lambros as well. She's also doing a better job setting up the outside hitters. Bach now through the middle for layout. Ross with a good punch up, gets it right back. Ross off the block. Well, the freshman here on senior day really stepping up for Boston College. Audrey Ross now up to 4 kills.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the young talent that has gotten experience this year for BC. Ross having a real good close to her first season.
Your side, Greaves. Good dive by Penn. Haggerty gonna set it up for Ross. Good dig from Rosado. And that's off the block, the point for Greaves. Greaves has done a great job today in finding those opportunities, especially with the hard hits.
Yeah, just another veteran who, you know, sort of doesn't force anything in the game, just sort of takes what the defense is giving her, recognizes the weak points, and puts pressure on it.
All ACC second team honors a year ago, and that one's put down for Julia Haggerty. Haggerty had herself quite the NIVC tournament last year. She's picking up right where she left off at the end of last season, riding the hot streak. Boston College, a 15-13 lead here in set number 2. The Eagles with 12 digs, 5 blocks. We'll step aside here in set number 2.
It's bow time.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom. I land at 3.
Any ideas for your first meal home?
Bojangles?
Well, you don't want my cooking. Well, okay.
This holiday, order your family favorites in the Bojangles app.
Now that tastes like home.
It's bow time.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Being an NFL fan is the greatest. Unless your home team doesn't match your hometown. Because it's hard for dolphins to survive in the desert. And eagles don't tend to nest with giants. But with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can watch your favorite teams out at market Sunday games. So no matter where you live, it'll feel a little more like home. At least on Sundays. NFL Sunday Ticket. Thanksgiving week sale ends Monday.
What even is this? Don't touch my things, gross. Janice, when you bundle your home or renters with your auto, Progressive provides 24/7 protection for almost everything you own. But do you really need my weighted hoop? It's for my snatched waist. It's my dog chaise lounger. Foot treadmill. That's my Tuesday chalice. Purse that says purse. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. I can't live without oxygen. Solid gold coffee machine. Lake making kit. Really? Can Progressive cover that too? Yes, but... Hi, it's Janice. I'll take 5. Is my voice on TV right now?
Nell Center, the new home for Boston College after moving from Power Gym, and the seniors have been able to see this program not only grow on the court through the success, but also off the court and what the administration has given. You see where they stand in their accomplishments and in program history.
Yeah, we talked about Jason Kennedy becoming the first BC coach to 100 wins. This right here is a big reason why you've got a group of seniors who are going to be all over the top 10 in Boston College record books by the time they're done their careers. Peyton Minyard as well. He talked about her accomplishments, not necessarily on the court, but off the court in terms of establishing what is now sort of the new norm of this culture of this program.
Lopez will get the point, and that's one of the things with Jason Kennedy you talked about early on in this broadcast is he doesn't get too high or low about his own accolades, but when he's talking about his players and what they've been able to accomplish here for Boston College and in the ACC specifically, he brightens up more than anything else.
I mean, just so proud of this group, proud of this team, and it's not just this senior class. It's last year's senior class. It's going to be next year's senior class. It's this freshman class that he brought in. It's next year's. He's excited about every single team he gets to coach, and I think he's so excited about sort of what has come before the last few years of this program and what is to come down the line.
100 career wins. All here at Boston College. That's through the middle, a little late reaction from Haggerty. That's going to give the point here for Miami. So Hurricanes trying to match the Eagles coming out of the timeout. Miami still hitting 260 for the match, while Boston College has improved to 146.
Yeah, both teams white hot offensively here, both hitting over 350 in this set.
Right through for Roach, and she pushes it over. Free ball came back, and Murphy couldn't get the hand on it, so it's going to be a point there for Miami. Another good decision.
Well, you know, sort of accidental offense there from Fox. She's just making a play defensively on the hit from Roach, and it happens to come right back over in between Penn and Murphy.
Free ball, putting it down is Cologne. Oh, Flo Marie, she got up for that one. That's going to lead to a timeout here for Boston College as the Hurricanes have jumped on top 17-16.
Yeah, easy money that time for Miami. Short set. Hoppus has some trouble with it, puts it right up, and Cologne gets an open swing, just puts it into the corner nice and easy. Good response by Miami coming out of the timeout to grab the lead right back here in set 2. And I mean, you've got so many weapons on this Miami team. Vach, again, just controlling things at every level, averaging, again, 10 assists per set today. Lopez, a little bit of a slow start, missed on her first couple swings, but I think they started to get her going with some of those back row sets, and sometimes for a lefty right side, that could be a little bit of an easier swing to get in rhythm and then lay out. You know, just so dominant in the middle with her size and wingspan. Very, very difficult to hit around.
And that's what it feels like the theme of this match has been so far, right? When Vach hasn't been able to set, you go to lay out in the middle with the blocks, and they've been able to get some success on the other side. When Lopez isn't feeling it, you're able to feed Grieve on the other side. So they have different players that they can have rise to the occasion, and it's shown so far just in this match alone.
Yeah, you know, it's been pretty much the same rotation throughout the year for the most part for Miami. They you know, haven't really deviated a ton, obviously, you know, within the course of a season, injuries, you know, sometimes you just sort of test out different combinations, but for the most part, it's been Cologne, it's been Grieve, it's been Lopez on the pins, it's been Leao and Cassiano in the middle, and Vach, you know, again, you sort of just trust her to be that coach on the floor and get everybody on the same page at all times. And it has worked out again to another terrific season for Miami.
Serve will come, little pop serve. Penn sets it to the far side for Schroeder, and Schroeder with some power. Rosado trying to keep it in play. Lopez back to Rosado, and another free ball for Boston College. Near side, that's struck in off the hands. Sam Hoppus, another kill for the freshman.
A little bit of a break as Miami thrown out a system on the first swing. Roach does well to sort of keep it on her side and give BC a first crack at it, but then Lopez had time to sort of set that ball up in the back row. It ends up going deep all the way to Rosado, leading to the free ball chance for Hoppus.
Lambros. Serve over Cologne. Now it's Lopez going cross court. Good set for Vach, who was moving towards the stands here on the near side. Still found it short enough for Lopez.
Yeah, again, it's just, you know, this is a special setting. You know, on the move, bump set. You're thinking this is going to be an out-of-system ball. Nope. Lopez able to get a real good rip at that.
A drop serve, far side for Jensen. Jensen off the block. Ross kept it alive. BC Jensen! What a point for the Eagles!
Well, those are the kind of points that Boston College was not winning in the first set. Sometimes you have to find a way to win a junk point, and that's what this was for BC. Off the shoulder, Ross with a great reaction save there. Roach just tips it off the block, and then Jensen able to finish it off.
Near side, Grieve. Right down for the point. Angelo, the senior from Jupiter, Florida. 5 blocks against Pittsburgh, 16 digs earlier this season against Maryland. We told you she's top 20 in kills per set in the ACC. Near side for Jensen. Rosado back for Vach. Now Lopez looking for a chance. She's stopped. It was Roach alongside Ross.
Great job by Roach. You can see Lopez is well in from the sideline here, so you know looking for that angle hit. It's going to cut down a lot of the hitting space for Lopez, and Roach just lines herself up perfectly.
Murphy. Lopez plays it. Near side, Grieve. Tried to go down the line, misses it wide, did not get a touch off the block.
Yeah, a little bit of a rare wobbly set from Vach that time. Kind of the first time we've seen any sort of motion off the hands. And Grieve, who's made a living going down the line today, trying to look for that same shot, but this time, this momentum carries it a little bit too far wide.
Coach Keno Gandara will take the timeout. 20-19 here, Boston College leading. See the crowd on hand here at the Canal Center. Second year for the Eagles here at the Margot Canal Center after playing at the Power Gym, the old home for BC Volleyball. And Jason Kennedy talking about this new facility, making it his own. We show you Boston College's Soaring Eagles. We told you about what they're doing for the program, but this season also a trio of Eagles making an impact.
Yeah, Julia Haggerty having another terrific year. Anna Murphy tops in the ACC in digs. You know, it was a little surprising, I think, to see that nobody for Boston College sort of was all preseason, just giving sort of the group that they had coming back. I mean, you put up these kind of numbers, you'd have to think someone's going to be in line for an all-conference award at the end of it.
Another hot team on campus showing some support is the men's basketball team. Quentin Post, Nathan Zachary there for Boston College men's basketball. They wrapped up practice and made their way over here to catch this regular season finale. Eagles a little bit of a tough road trip, but they had a good start to their season.
Going to be a very, very interesting year for Earl Grant's team. Quentin Post putting up some huge, huge numbers in the early season, too.
Chance and Leao missed it wide. A little bit of an awkward swing there for Janice Leao.
Yeah, it looked like she kind of changed her mind mid-swing. Recognized that Haggerty was taking away the turn to the right, so she tried to turn it left. Just pushed it a little too far.
2-point lead here for the Eagles. They have a 21-19 advantage. Bach looking for Lopez. Lopez trying to ride the line again. No touch, and Boston College has been disciplined down the line.
Yeah, you can see Ross is sort of daring her to go down the line. You know, she's not taking away a lot of that angle. And the double hadn't even gotten there, so Lopez maybe just not recognizing the block.
There's Leao making up for it, gets the point right back for Miami to stop that 4-0 scoring run for Boston College.
Yeah, just keeping it simple there, just trying to put the ball straight down. And Haggerty does get a piece, but again, so tough when you're one-on-one out of the middle there. Just the advantage is so much in favor of the hitter.
Leao and Lopez now leading the match with 7 kills apiece. That's back through the middle for Schroeder. Job keeping it alive. Now Grieve. Little finesse at the net. Haggerty, high setup. Murphy will give the free ball. Lopez back for Vaughn, near side. Grieve got the kill.
Yeah, you can see BC just running around that whole point. And Miami in control from beginning to end there. Grieve able to get a great swing.
Jason Kennedy gonna take the timeout, and you talked about it. Just good distribution here to the far side.
Again, and that's sort of with the success that Leao has had, that freezes Haggerty, right? So you open up more one-on-one options for your outsides. And Cologne and Grieve and Lopez, they have been winning their fair share of those battles, as they should.
Grieve, 23 kills against Indiana earlier this year. Last season led Miami's individual match highs, the most aces, total attack attempts, points, and kills a year ago. Averaged 4.52 points per match, along with 3.9 kills per match a season ago. We told you she was named All-ACC second team, and just shows you that this team from top to bottom for Coach Gandetta is you have talent, you have players that you can utilize in different formations and systems.
And they're starting to build some consistency as well. You know, they are another program that has sort of been through some peaks and valleys. You know, it's been 11 years now, but they missed the tournament a few years in a row going into COVID. And then coming out, they have been as consistent as it gets, top half of the ACC every year. You know, in line for what should be their 3rd straight NCAA tournament. Obviously hoping to improve after our first round loss to Kansas last year, but you know, it's a team that you certainly can't count out. And again, it's a team that appears to be, you know, loaded up again for next year. Lopez is certainly going to get some votes, I would think, for ACC Freshman of the Year. You know, I think you probably look at Olivia Babcock at Pitt as maybe the odds-on favorite, but Lopez certainly should be considered. Flor Cologne, just a sophomore. You know, there's certainly going to be some new pieces, obviously at center with Savannah Bach and, you know, in the middle perhaps, but You know, this is a Miami team that certainly has building blocks to continue to be good for the next several seasons.
This is the last year for some of these freshmen, as that's off the block by Jensen, to have a year of eligibility left because of that COVID year. So we'll see. I mean, some teams may look very different. Some teams may add some familiar faces next season. So you see the kill there from Jensen.
Yeah, and for the players and coaches, a lot of times, sort of you wait until you get to the end of the season to sort of have those discussions just because you want to focus on what's in front of you immediately.
Bach, quick set here for Grieve. And that's going to be kept alive by Cologne. Bach, backside for Lopez. Lopez, a lot of power there, finds it. Again, Lopez.
Seemingly out of system setup for Miami, and Vach just dials up Lopez out of the back row. A lot of times it's been a one-on-one matchup. BC's got to find a way to recognize that back set to her a little bit more quickly.
1 point advantage here for BC. Kept alive by Grieve. Near side for Cologne. Cologne is denied by the block. Haggerty gets number 4 on the night.
And this is what I like to call a statement block. It's not just sort of a deflection or a block touch that goes back to the inside. This is a straight up roof. 2 bodies, ball straight to the floor.
Haggerty now looking for the program single season record on blocks. That's a good dig there by Penn to keep it alive. Schroeder, free chance for the Hurricanes. Vach, quick set here for Leao. Tried to go finesse, near side. Hoppus. Rosado back over for Cologne. Cologne, little finesse. Oh, nice diving stop there by Penn, and a free chance coming back. Does it got enough on it? No, it does not. Not a lot of separation here late in the second set. 24-23, Boston College leads.
Haggerty doing everything she can, throwing herself all over the floor here. Just a last-ditch punch from Schroeder, not able to get the angle right to get it over the net. 1 set point save from Miami. They need another here, though.
Several come on the near side from Moisio. Murphy. Now looking for Schroeder. Schroeder off the block and getting the point! Hallie Schroeder puts it down. Julia Haggerty has tied this. To just savor this moment here today.
Yeah, I love how they all talked about just sort of the culture change as well.
Good dig there for Rosado. Chance for Boston College, denied by the block, and right back was Lopez and Leao.
That was a terrific dig there by Anna Murphy, but a better block on the other end by Grieve.
See Julia Haggerty tying the BC single season blocks record. 1 more, and she will own that herself. And last year she came so close to getting that record.
Well, what's most impressive is that she's beaten her number from last year in fewer matches. Remember, the 155 from a year ago also includes the run through the NIVC, which is about another 5 matches that Boston College played. So she's had more blocks per match this year than she did a year ago.
Jason Kennedy upset with the call there, trying to get an explanation from the referee.
I think he thought maybe Rosado went under the line. That's the only thing I could think they might be arguing about, and that's not obviously something that's reviewable. It's sort of a judgment call on the fly.
Another powerful serve from Lopez. So much topspin. It hits the back line in a 2-0 run to start this 3rd set for Miami.
Yeah, you can sort of forgive the defense letting this one go. I mean, you're sort of taught if it's over shoulder height, you let it go. That's over Anna Murphy's head.
Another one that drops in towards Murphy. Backside, and Lopez a good dig. That's going to hit off the tape and out.
So, you know, again, going back to the previous ace from Lopez, the fact that it's over Anna Murphy's head, she's maybe 3 steps in from the back line. The ball has that much topspin to hit in, you just tip your cap and say, nice serve.
Lopez with 2 service aces. Grieve trying to find that back row. Penn now sets it up. A powerful strike from Hoppus. Free ball coming back for Boston College. Penn gonna set it up. And Schroeder gets the point. Well, it's really been the freshman show here for Boston College on senior day.
Well, this is sort of, you get to the point now, you've honored the seniors through the first set, you'll have the ceremony afterwards. It's about playing this match and trying to win this match.
Both teams with postseason aspirations. Look like too much contact there. Double touch for Miami. And that'll give Boston College the point.
Yeah, again, not something you see very often from Savannah Vach, but when you have that spin on the ball coming off the hands, it's usually a sign for the official there that there was a double contact.
Now another powerful serve from the freshman. Audrey Ross picks up the service ace.
Going after Payman Yardimchi, new into the lineup here in this third set.
4-2 lead for the Eagles. Grieve denied by the block, and Julia Haggerty gets her 5th of the match and now is the sole all-time BC single-season blocks leader for the Eagles.
Well, that tells you something. We showed you that graphic, right? She's 2 of the top 3 seasons in BC history.
Just transforming this Boston College program is Leal a little early on the jump from the setup from Vach, and Boston College a 4-point lead. Here's a record breaker for Julia Haggerty. Vach for Greaves. Ross now punched over. Good save there for Lopez, and now Murphy, good positioning. Penn sets it up far side and kept alive by Haggerty. Another opportunity. Oh, and Lopez kept that one alive. Free ball for Boston College. Penn near side for Schroeder, and she's not gonna miss. Crowd erupts here at the Canal Center.
Love it. Best point of the match. Love when you get these rallies, bodies flying all over the floor. Tremendous recovery defense there by Lopez and Vach. But BC composed, takes care of business on the free ball.
Both teams laying it all on the line. Murphy to Penn, now backside. Hoppus kept alive. Rosado looking for Lopez. Murphy got enough on it. Just couldn't keep it off the ricochet from the beams. That's gonna stop the 7-0 scoring run for Boston College as Miami trying to string together some points as Grieve will go back to the service line.
Again, it's Lopez out of the back row, though. That's been a seemingly unstoppable play for Miami.
Penn now looks through the middle. Kept alive and punched around, but a point's gonna go here for the Hurricanes.
Not a bad idea trying to find Ross out of the back row, but Miami's been good covering that net on those back row swings. You're gonna have to change something up as a hitter, go with a changeup, or try to create an angle to get around the block.
Near side for Schroeder. Haggerty stays off the net. Back over for Schroeder, and Schroeder trying to tool the block. Does she get a piece? She does. It got in the court, so gets a piece of that line. It's always just the decision-making at the net for some of these players has to be so quick.
Yeah, you can see the line shots available there, though, and Hallie Schroeder has shown this year throughout that she is a very accurate, precise hitter.
Schroeder up to 545 here in this match. 6 kills on 11 total attacks. Vach gonna send it up on the far side, and that's a strong hit. Great job there from Payman Yardimchi. Junior from Turkey, had 16 kills against South Carolina earlier this season. Played in 28 of the 30 matches a year ago for Miami.
Now they've got her slotted in Cologne's spot right now. Again, a little bit of a different look for the lefty on the left side.
Great dig from Lopez. Yardimchi trying some finesse. Murphy gonna look for a Hoppus, another great dig. Moisio was there, and Murphy just over the head. Grace Lopez, another kill, and this is just chipping away as Miami allowed Boston College to build a 5-point lead. It's down to 2.
Yeah, Lopez just too strong there, and Hoppus kind of looking over at the bench going, what do I got to do? It's like, you put 2 good swings on the ball, you just got to find a way to find the floor rather than the defense.
Long serve from Moisio. Schroeder right down. Hallie Schroeder feeling it here in the third set.
Yeah, this is some of Schroeder's best work. Again, just able to spot the block, so adept at using the hands against them. Again, a little bit of a low set, but Schroeder just creates the angle on the swing.
Ambrose to serve. Fox sets it up. That's going to go wide. Point for Boston College.
Just the second miss of the set from Miami. Again, they've been such a high efficiency team pretty much the entirety of the match.
Ayal 7 kills on 14 attempts. Lopez 10 kills on 16 as that one sails out. Free point there for Miami. Bach on the service line. Schroeder trying to go cross court. She missed it long. 10-8 Boston College leading here in the third set. We've gone back and forth, and we've gone back and forth since that opening set. Miami opened up a lead, won that first set 25-18. But second set and this third set have been back and forth. Ambrose for Jensen. Hits the antenna here on the near side.
Yeah, just a little bit too much mustard on that one from Lambros. Again, I think looking for that quick set to Jensen, and she couldn't quite get up in time.
Now Miami on a 3-0 scoring run. Jensen reestablishes. Bach far side, and Yargimchi trying to go cross court, saved on the back line. Jensen gets another chance, and Miami wanted the point. It stays alive. Good rally here. Jensen denied, but the block comes right back. Out of play. BC will get the point, and Coach Keno is looking at the R1 here on the near side, baffled.
Well, he's aghast. He's going, well, if my setter's getting called for 2 double contacts, you know, he's wondering what it's going to take for a double contact to go against BC.
2-point lead for the Eagles. Right back, Murphy, a good punch. Ross looking for a chance, and that goes into the net. Lopez keeps it alive. Free ball for Boston College. Right back for Roach, and she'll get the point. Well, Cornelia Roach has been a spark plug for Boston College.
Absolutely, had a big block in that second set, a couple big swings as well. You know, really growing into this starting role late in the ACC season, but good job by BC not giving up, even though that ball looked to be down before Lopez was able to save it.
That's a serve right into the net for Schroeder. Oh, the serve giveth and the serve taketh.
Yeah, right now it feels like teams have kind of gotten back even footing at the service line. Miami definitely had the edge in that first set. BC's just sort of going haymaker for haymaker up front right now.
Ambrose looks backside for Jensen. Oh, Jensen caught back and sent that one back to Chestnut Hill.
There's another big right hook.
Looks again, those adjustments, right? The sets haven't been great for both teams. They haven't been as good as they would want them to, but the hitters have done a really good job on the adjustments.
Yeah, that one perfectly set up, though, for Jensen. Again, she and Lambros have really developed a nice chemistry this season.
That's Roach, who got the service ace. Little help from the tape there.
Kind kiss off the net. And Grieve, again, doing what she could, but so tough to make those adjustments as a passer.
4-point lead for Boston College, 14-10 here in the third set. Bach has to go back to set it up for Lopez. Lopez, strong hit, but right over towards Lambros. Roach had to reset and taking advantage of it. Grieve does a great job just putting that one down.
Yeah, Lambros takes the first ball off the deflection, so somebody's got to be the backup setter. Normally it's the libero, but when you're middle serving, there's no libero on the floor. So Roach, late recognition that she has to come in for that bump set and ends up putting it right up over to Grieve.
Salo serves it. Jensen gets it for Boston College and just hit it wide.
She knew it. Just maybe tried to do a little bit too much with that swing, tried to roll it over the block.
Salo back to serve. This one popped up. Lambros trying to set it back up for Ross, and that's going to go out of play here on the near side.
It's a really good fix there by Audrey Ross. That's a tough pass. Lambros just sort of has to put it up for her, and Ross does a good job to tool the block.
Ross gets kill number 6 on the day, and Boston College leads it 15-12 here in the third set, all tied at a set apiece here in Chestnut Hill.
Let me be direct. You're watching football wrong. What do you call a guy in face paint that can't get the game? A clown.
Sorry, what app was it again? No, just give me a second.
Amateurs.
Oh! Sorry, everybody.
DirecTV Sports Central gives you access to every game. So you never have to compromise on game day.
Was that necessary?
I was just illustrating a point.
Visit DirecTV.com for up to a $400 reward card.
Okay.
That is definitely him.
Dude, that's Jessica taking a little break with a peppermint frosty.
I'm going in.
What?
Hello. Got something right. Yeah, that's real.
And now get 20% off in the Wendy's app when you include a Frosty.
Do you trust your insurance agent? Do you trust your insurance company? Well, you'd better. Because all they've really sold you is a promise. A promise to be there when things go bad. A promise to take care of you. To step up and put everything back the way it was. So, if you don't trust your insurance company, maybe it's time to find one you do trust. West Bend. The worst brings out our best.
Welcome back to Chestnut Hill inside the Margot Canal Recreation Center, where Boston College holds a 15-12 lead here in the third set. Well, some important dates coming up. Tomorrow will be the NCAA selection show at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPNU. Last year we saw 2 teams in the Final Four from the ACC. Should be an interesting selection show with all these amazing teams vying for an opportunity.
Absolutely, going to be interested to see, certainly who draws a seed and a host. We think Pitt, Louisville for sure, maybe Georgia Tech, who knows.
Nebraska losing their first match of the season against Wisconsin. Reeve denied by the block, kept alive by Yardimchi. Near side for Lopez. Murphy with the dig. Leal tried to put it down. Free chance here for Miami. Near side Lopez again. Did it land in? It did.
And just able to find the line, but how about Hoppus? Able to come over for that ball on top. Looked like Leal was ready to smash it to the floor, but that little deflection by Hoppus gave BC just another chance to play on.
Lopez at the service line. That one just wide. And again, it's just so close.
Right, no, again, Murphy doing exactly what you're taught to do. That ball's shoulder height or above, you let it go. And that time you can see even Murphy's turning around, looking at the back of the line going, this ball's definitely out, right?
Served up, Reeve. Now Murphy. Penn's gonna set it up on the near side for Schroeder. Got a deflection off the block. Layout called for it, but Greaves gonna get it over the block, and Penn is there. Murphy looking for Hoppus, put some strength on that one. Vach looking for Lopez, and she'll put it down. That time Lopez finds it down the line.
Unstoppable. Back row set, Lopez, again, has the advantage because there's so much room between her and the block. So she's really able to see where the block is lined up, and she's so good, she's able to hit around.
Reeves serves it into the net. Now Lopez, we talked about her playing. She's from Aguada, Puerto Rico. Helped her club team, her squad in Puerto Rico, win a bid to the Nationals in Indianapolis back in 2022. Was also named the best opposite and best scorer while competing with Puerto Rican national team. Rosado setting up Leao. Chance for Boston College, and Hoppus had to play off the block, so Boston College will get the point and a 4-point lead here in the third set.
Really like what I'm seeing out of Sam Hoppus here in this third set. Again, she's only got, I think, the one kill. It might have been her only kill of the set to show for it, but just love the power she's bringing on the right side. Love the attitude, just sort of kind of keeping the competitive level high on the BC side.
Gimchi keeps it from going out, and Lopez denied by Roach. Haven't seen that very often.
No, but that's the second time that Roach has recognized Lopez going for the hard angle from the back row and has been in the perfect spot. And again, with as much power as Lopez brings, if you get the hands right up over that tape, you're going to be able to turn that ball right back to the floor and not give Miami a chance on the pickup.
Again, it's Roach, who wasn't a starter for today, but has utilized the momentum in the rotation and has helped Boston College earn some really strategic points.
Well, you said blocks were going to be kind of a tipping point in this match, right? 7 for Miami in the first set, only 2 since. And in the last 2 sets, well, set plus, if you will, now partway through the third, BC out-blocking Miami by a 6-2 margin. So that's a big part of the reason why things have started to turn for the Eagles.
Everything really feels pretty close. You look at the service aces, 5-4 Boston College at advantage. Digs are 31-29 Miami. Both teams with about 53% on the side outs. 5-point advantage here in the third set, a 3-0 scoring run for Boston College. We talked about the hit percentage. You know, Miami has been flirting around 2 or 3 today, while Boston College has improved after that first set.
Well, had nowhere to go but up. You hit the negatives in the first set. You got nowhere to go but up. And that's what happened with BC at Wake, right? They had kind of one bad set. Other than that, they were extremely efficient offensively. They started to sort of get in rhythm, start to get sort of the combinations that they know work best for them at this point in the year. And that's really been a trademark of Jason Kennedy's teams. He talked to us about it this week. So we always have gotten better as the season has worn on. Now, last year, obviously, they got better quickly enough that they were able to get a postseason run out of it. This year remains to sort of be seen.
NIVC champs from a year ago. Leao finds the line and gets the point for Miami to stop that scoring run for Boston College. You know, and we've seen the NIVC be a springboard for teams, whether it's Georgia Tech, and you see where the Yellow Jackets are now. Boston College winning it, obviously having a better season this year than they did a year ago. Moisio, nice serve, but it's played there from Roach, and now Hoppus finds an opening. That came out of nowhere.
You can see how excited Grace Penn was. Felt like she put a great ball up, and Hoppus really drilled it again. You know, this is sort of one of those combinations that they've been working on throughout the year. Penn and Hoppus getting on the same page that time.
Ambrose hits the tape, gets the point back. You know, Ambrose, 2 aces, shy of program record. You think that might be playing a little factor into some of these serves?
Well, maybe, but I mean, you know, she'd be going for it either way, right? You know, you want those good, strong serves to try to close out the set at this point.
Jensen had to readjust. Falk gets up towards the line, and now Yardimchi puts it away. Good effort on that back line, though, from Audrey Ross.
Yeah, tough to see whether that ball was going to go out or not. Ross wasn't waiting around to see. Tried to go full extension on the back line.
Ambrose for Roach, and she stopped. Oh, a little look back there from Cassiano as well. Not today. That's going to lead to a timeout for Boston College as Miami has cut it down to a 2-point game, trailing 20-18 here in the third set.
Cassiano with a big response there as Miami trying to pull their way back here in this third set. Again, this would be big for Miami. You know, tough close to the season, 3 out of the final 4 on the road. You know, a lot of ranked opponents down the end. They have Pitt twice in the final few weeks of the season. Georgia Tech, who they got the big win over at home, obviously, on their senior day. But, you know, never tough. It's a really tough finish to the schedule for Miami. So they would love to be feeling good about themselves as they look ahead towards a hopeful NCAA tournament bid. Coach Gandara didn't want to put the cart before the horse, if you will, and say that they were definitely in, but we'll see 41 in the RPI coming into today. Should be good enough to get them in regardless of what happens today. You know, some of those other teams on that list there, you know, kind of around where Miami is, are either already in or already out one way or another, just in terms of, you know, some of the automatic qualifiers. So, you know, Miami should feel good about where they're at. And, you know, it would be something big, establishing consistency with that program to be in for a third straight season.
I already told you the Hurricanes a year ago losing to Kansas in the first round, 2 seasons ago, falling to rivals Florida in the second round. That was a spectacular year for Keno Gandara. He had a 25-5 record, 15-3 in the ACC.
You know, what might be most at stake for Miami is just maybe who the matchup is.
Trying to avoid the most difficult bracket, side of the bracket. It's Jensen. Tried to put it down, it's kept alive, and now a chance. Yardimchi off the block, Roach. Set up Jensen again. Another setup for the far side, and that time it's Lambros. And Jensen hits it off the block, gets the point.
Great job by Jensen. That's such a tough ball coming directly from behind her. She's able to reset the position, and a good strong turn to be able to pinball it off the block.
Line drive ace for Schroeder.
Well, I didn't think that was making it over. Looks exactly the same as her previous serve that went into the middle of the net. Somehow this one just sort of rose and then dropped.
Dimshi was the one that couldn't handle it. Lopez gets that one out. Then another misfire from Yardimchi.
And again, that's on the serve. That's 2 really good serves from Hallie Schroeder there.
23-18, another timeout here for Miami in this third set.
And just to finish the point, 2 really good serves in a pressure spot by a young player. Now, you know, at this point, she's had tons of court time, so this is sort of the time of the year where you say freshmen aren't really freshmen anymore, but that tells you something sort of about the DNA of a Hallie Schroeder and sort of what she can give you in crunch time.
Well, and before the last rotation, she had missed it, right? PC had momentum, hit that into the net, and then these last 2 serves, really, as you talked about, good pressure moments.
I mean, that is just some ridiculous dip on the ball. And I mean, it still ends up being a fairly playable ball for Yardimchi, but that's a really tough pass. Again, the block taking away the angle there, so Yardimchi sort of forced into going down the line. There's a little bit of a tougher shot.
Well, we saw a second set with a first set with 4 ties, 3 lead changes. Our second set had 11 ties and 3 lead changes. So far here in the third, just 1 tie, 1 lead change. But back and forth we have gone.
It's been a little bit of a quieter set for Miami offensively. 13 kills in the first, 19 in the second. So far, only 8 here in the third.
(23-18). It's gonna be Schroeder at the line. Boston College. We're gonna get a rotation change here on the near side as Falk comes in. Colon, Rosado here for Miami.
It's Colon back in for Yardimchi.
Rosado, and taken by Jensen. Too far off the serve, and Katrina Jensen makes Miami pay.
Overpass. Hulk smash.
24-18. Deep serve there for Schroeder. Bach trying to set up Colon. Colon, nice patience. And Elia Colon just waited for that one to come right back down.
Well, that's exactly why you make the move if you're Coach Keno there, right? You need Colon's power to just try to beat the block.
Colon now on the service line. Lambros looking for Jensen. Jensen off the hands of Vach. Back-to-back kills for Kat Jensen has given Boston College a 2-1 lead over Miami here in Chestnut Hill. The Eagles have hit one.
You know, seeing a little bit more resorting to tips, trying to change the swing. So some of Haggerty's blocking in the second set, I think, affected her a little bit.
That one's into the net there for Audrey Ross. Miami will start with a 1-0 lead here in the fourth set. Eagles have played two really great fourth sets. One against Syracuse, as that one's out for the point for the Eagles, and the most recent against Wake Forest. They had to close both those matches in 4 sets. Grace Penn back to serve from Manhattan Beach, California. Picked up 4 aces earlier this year against Merrimack. It's pushed over but kept alive by Boston College. On the near side, Hoppus. Powerful, but good dig on the back row. And now Lopez. Murphy gets sent to the ground. Ross trying to get a response. Penn's gonna set it back up here on the near side for Hoppus, and the block is there. It's Lopez and Gaciano.
Yeah, Lopez gonna get all the credit for this one, I think. Great penetration to be able to close out the angle on Hoppus, and I think, again, you know, this is sort of one lefty right side, knowing another lefty, and knowing what Hoppus is trying to do there on that cut shot.
Haggerty gets the kill. Quick movement there for Boston College on that last point.
Something I was thinking about in the third set as well. Felt like BC was going away from the middles a little bit more. Remember, part of the reason they got that offensive efficiency back was starting to utilize Haggerty and Roach a little bit more. Kind of went away from them a little bit in the third set. Would like to see him get back involved.
Haggerty gets up enough. That one might have hit the tape and back, but Boston College now utilizing the middles to stand up here against this Hurricanes team.
Well, she's looking to put that record out of reach for everybody, including herself, maybe.
Has another year to catch it next season as that serve goes into the net from Audrey Ross. Both teams with 5 service errors. Yadalis Rosado. Penn gonna set up Schroeder, try to punch it through. Bach now looking for Lopez. Got a piece.
Yeah, Murphy let it go. Didn't think there was a deflection off the block, but all the officials had it.
Gonna see it here as Lopez, good elevation again, just off the fingertips. Ross now near side, Schroeder! There's Leao. Reeve and Leao got up on that one. (5-3) lead in this fourth set for Miami. Far side, Schroeder. Rosado, good dig on the back line. Now Vach looking for Grieve. Penn sets it up. Another one that's gonna go out of play on the kill for Hoppus.
Nice adjustment there by the freshman. Had been blocked the previous couple times. Able to really elevate on that ball. Haggerty getting a chance to serve again.
Line drive serve gets over to Lopez. And Leao trying to take advantage of the feed. Goes right back for Schroeder, and Schroeder denied by the block. Lopez. A freshman coming alive here in set number 4.
Well, this is trouble for BC if the block is starting to come back into play for Miami. Have to think that might have been a point of emphasis in the in-between sets timeout.
Strong serve goes out of play, and you got Leao at 6'3" and Grieve at 6 foot. That's a strong presence up top.
Absolutely. And we talk all the time about Julia Haggerty being one of the best in the ACC. Leao's right up there. So you see, first set they had 7. Since then, just 6, but 3 already in this fourth set.
Lambros trying to serve it a little different there with some curve towards the outside. It gives the point to Miami.
Couple missed serves already for BC early on. Again, these sets always get tight. Can't afford to give away free points.
Little separation has been what teams have needed today. Lambros looks near side for Schroeder. Cologne kept it alive on the block. Vach trying to get it to Leao, and she'll put it down.
And again, that makes all the difference in the world, Lewis. It's not a block. It's not put in the stats as a block. But that deflection sets up that offensive play for Miami.
Roach, he's subbed out. And Grace Milliken, who Coach Kennedy said gave Boston College a spark in that Syracuse victory, sees the action the first time today. Jensen trying to get it, and she will. Kat Jensen now up to 13 kills here against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, right now, I just keep looking Jensen's way. Inserting Milliken, maybe as much an offensive move as anything else for BC. She's a high-efficiency hitter out of the middle.
Ailani Feliciano also checks in. She'll get that one off the serve. Leao just hit it off the fingertips. Cologne trying to punch it through, and she does. Well, Heredia Cologne has made a couple of good decisions against that BC block. That one gives Miami the point.
Might have been the first roll shot I think we've seen from Cologne today. She's, you know, mostly just pure power, tries to hit through everything, and that time a good changeup. Eagles caught flat-footed.
How this whole Miami team feels, they hit core power for the most part.
It works. You know, you're one of the most efficient hitting teams in the ACC.
Second in the conference in kills per set at 13.7. This is back. Feliciano trying to get it, and now Cologne goes the power move. Lopez tried to keep it alive on the dive, but Boston College will get the point.
Good job by Haggerty, quickly getting out there to close that block with Jensen. Able to follow Vach, recognizing she's setting out there, and Haggerty doing a good job making sure she is tight to Jensen to close that window.
Murphy. Strong serve, gets towards the net. Little punch over. Murphy was ready for it. Ross with the opportunity. Cologne will keep it alive, sets up a chance for Miami. Punch through, Murphy with the dig. Ross, another chance. Rosado gets it. Near side for Cologne, denied by Haggerty in the block. Lopez will have a try, and that goes out of play.
This is all Anna Murphy. This is what she's been doing for 4 years. Just positioning perfect, full extension, just beautiful touches. You cannot quantify what a libero who can do that type of work changes for your team.
Leads the ACC in digs. Scassiano was trying to go over with it. Coming into today's matchup, we told you leads the ACC in digs, but number 3 all-time in Boston College career digs. And both digs per set and digs. Towards the net, Cologne off the block, and we'll find it. Well, that's what makes it so difficult, right? Is when these hitters change it up so consistently, you think that everything's going to be power, but when the off-speed comes, it throws you off, and then when the power comes back from the off-speed, it also throws you off.
Got to keep the defense guessing.
Your side, Jensen. Nice dig on the back row from Feliciano. Free ball for Boston College. Murphy to Lambros, looking far side for Ross, and got it off the block. Lopez was looking for some support there, but the Eagles will get the point.
And there's another example, right? Audrey Ross changing it up that time. She's, again, mostly all power when she swings, but a good deft tip that time. Just dropped it right onto Lopez.
Grace Penn gets set for the serve. 1-point lead here in the 4th set for Boston College. This is cross court. Gassiano with the point.
Well, you can see that one drove Murphy nuts. Let it go, hoping it would kind of float out of bounds, but landed in on the line. And as soon as Murphy saw it, she kind of looked up, said, I got to make that play.
Penn's gonna set it up for a Hoppus. Reeve was down to a knee. Lopez gets it cross court this time, and it lands in. The freshman continues to ride the hot hand, 14.
That one may have clipped Penn. She kind of came up shaking her hand there. Yeah, may have just sort of gotten caught there as she short-armed it. Always something to watch.
Lone little floater. Murphy trying to keep it alive. Hoppus couldn't get it on the feed there from Murphy. And Coach Kennedy's going to take a timeout as Miami leads 13-11. The Hurricanes utilizing Grace Lopez, the freshman, up to 14 kills to lead the Hurricanes, hitting 280 to go along with 4 blocks. It's Miami 13-11 here in set number 4.
That is definitely him.
Dude, that's Jessica taking a little break with a peppermint frosty.
I'm going in.
What?
Hello. Got something right. Yeah, that's real.
And now get 20% off in the Wendy's app when you include a Frosty.
I'm Sarah Esrich. I'm the Life Enrichment Director at Independence Village. Our goal with TikTok was to enrich the lives of our residents.
I mean, we're the ones that are being entertained. Time goes fast when you're having fun.
Let's do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Oh, nice play. All right, go. There you go.
So cute. At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work.
Back in Chestnut Hill, where Grace Lopez, the product from Puerto Rico, has really led the charge here for Miami.
Well, and you'll see a ton of back row sets here for the lefty on the right side. Really able to get her in rhythm early, and she has just been a steadying presence today for Miami, which says a lot considering she's only a freshman, right? You don't often look to your young players necessarily to sort of be that consistent, steady presence, but that's exactly what Grace Lopez has been today and pretty much all season long for this Miami team.
Coming off a tough game against Pittsburgh, a really good bounce-back performance here against Boston College. We told you earlier this year that she had 10 digs, 16 kills against the Eagles. She's trying to match that, just 2 away from the total she had last time these two teams faced off. And Miami with the point after the timeout, 14-11 the lead.
Yeah, not what you want to see if you're Jason Kennedy coming out of the timeout. You just get a blown play there off a very makeable pass on the serve.
This one just over the net. Far side, Hoppus just pushes it over. Bach looking for Lopez. Why not? Grace Lopez, another point there for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, these short serves have really been causing problems for Boston College. Ross does pretty well to handle that one, but again, forced into a tough push, and Jason Kennedy gonna make a combination change. You know, that tandem of Penn and Hoppus that really got it going last set. Just not finding that same rhythm now.
It's gonna be Jenna Pollock. Also the support of Jane Petrie. And it's gonna go out off the block. That's a good attack there from Ross.
But maybe that's all they needed, was just sort of to change it up a little bit.
And Crabtree will come in to serve for the freshman. That stops a 5-0 scoring run for Miami. Eagles led it 11-10. Miami was able to string off 5 consecutive points before the Eagles got that last one. Bach looks near side for Grieve. Petrie looking opposite for Schroeder. Malone was there and she says, no. Grieve cross court. That play starts with Cologne there on the back row.
Yeah, just swallowed up that swing from Schroeder.
Gotta like the swag Miami plays with.
Absolutely. Have to play the game with confidence.
Saw it from Cassiano earlier in this match. That time it was already at Cologne. Crabtree doesn't handle the serve well. It's going to be a service ace, and 17-12, 5-point lead.
And Miami getting back to sort of the tempo that they established very early on in this match, back in the first set. Dominating up front with the blocks, making life really tough on all the BC hitters and forcing the Eagles out of system.
6-1 scoring run. Crabtree again mishandles the serve. This is going to go back towards the front. Haggerty gives up the free ball. Bach looks far side for Lopez off the block. Murphy looking for Schroeder. Bach with a good dig. Lopez another chance at it, gets it over the block with the finesse. It's off the hands of Jenna Pollock and out of play.
Well, nice recovery in the point by Pollock on a great track down, but just couldn't quite get over in time to get under that tip from Lopez.
6-1 scoring run. Again, Crabtree mishandling the serve. That's 3 times Rosado has attacked the senior.
This is just a move that's backfired a little bit on Jason Kennedy. He called on Crabtree for her serving and her serve receiving, which has been really on point all season long. But right now, Rosado just sort of throwing a rhythm off. And, you know, sometimes it's tough. Crabtree started the match, goes and sits for a little bit, didn't play in that third set, and then has to try to sort of get warmed back up again.
And Schroeder's going to stop that run going down the line. But an impressive serving run from Yarilis Rosado, picking up the points at 4 aces against FIU earlier this year, has built a 6-point advantage here from Miami as Boston College will now go to the service line. Haggerty gets the service ace.
I'll take you back to the first set, Lewis. Remember, you know, BC got down by a good margin, and then Anna Murphy kind of put together like a 5 or a 6-point run that got the Eagles kind of back within striking distance. Now, they didn't win the set as a result, but I think that run late kind of gave them some momentum to carry into the second. So I don't know if this fourth set is recoverable. We'll see. But if they can at least put together something to look to in the 5th set, if there is a 5th set, then that can be helpful.
Good point there off the blocks, can lead to a timeout for Miami. And what you talked about, we just seen the biggest run so far in the matchup from Miami, going 7-1 after trailing 11-10 in this 4th set. We haven't really seen some lengthy runs like that in this matchup.
Not a ton. There have been a few here and there, but, you know, by and large, you know, you're sort of going to get those 3-4-point runs that'll make all the difference inside of a single set. So, you know, we'll see. Clearly, Coach Keno, you know, doesn't want BC gaining any momentum. That's why he calls the timeout here. You know, usually you think you give up 2 in a row when you're leading by 6, not a big deal, but, you know, he doesn't want to give any life to the other team, especially here on the road. This has not been a good place for Miami to play over the last several years.
Hurricanes 12-3 coming into this matchup against Boston College on the road. They dominated this series at home. They're 13-2 down in Coral Gables. They lead the all-time series 25-5.
But they haven't won here since 2018, which feels like forever ago when you factor in, you know, the 2020 season, the shortened season because of the pandemic. You know, lost here a year ago, which was a turning point really in the Boston College season more than anything else. They swept Miami and Florida State, and that was sort of the linchpin to what would go on to be a great second half run in the ACC and in the NIVC. It was the first time they'd swept both Florida teams in a single trip, I think, you know, in program history.
Eagles had a 5-game stretch earlier this year where they lost to Florida State, Miami, also losing to Georgia Tech and Clemson. And that road trip or that stretch of games for the Eagles really became where they fit, whether it's the NIVC or the NCAA tournament here at the end of the season. Just outside of the tournament bubble. This is back, and Leao just mistimes the jump. And that's going to be a point for Boston College, and sometimes that's all you need.
Rally was up for grabs. It was just sort of which team would blink first.
Eagles on a 3-0 scoring run with Haggerty at the service line. Leao That one will land inside of the line. Layout, as we told you, product from New Bedford. Had 8 blocks against Pitt, 13 kills against NC State earlier this year, and he's missed some time due to health and injury, but right back in that starting lineup. Schroeder off the block. That's a great job tooling it.
It's a nice run by Grace Milliken as well, selling Leao that she's getting that shoot set. That kind of takes Leao out of the block a little bit, gives Schroeder a little bit more of a weapon to be able to throw it off the hands.
Yeah, Milliken's been a bit of a decoy so far since she's been subbed in. Ambrose, Rosado handles that one now. Leao into the net. Boston College already, Jason Kennedy with the green card in hand as Boston College will get the kill. He'll just pull it back. Say never mind.
Go right back to Jensen. Yeah, he was thinking there was maybe a double touch there or a carry with Leao going into the net.
Now the Eagles on a 5-1 run here in the 4th set. Grieve goes cross court. Murphy is there. Ambrose looking for Schroeder. Off the block and out. How about this run for the Eagles?
And this is Hallie Schroeder again, just doing what she does. Not the most powerful swing in the world. Block is set up great, and she just off the hands, off the fingertips.
Good job by Rosado. Now Lopez. Free chance. Lopez will get it. Sets up Vok. Now Vok looking near side for Greaves, and she gets it in the court here. Near side corner. A great job by Greaves. Well, Angela's found those tricky spots on the court here today.
Yeah, a lot of those kills coming down the line for Grieve. Just again, another player who just always calm and composed in the moment.
Senior from Jupiter, Florida. Yellen handles the serve. Now far side for Jensen. Punched it over, and Kat Jensen will get it right back. Kept alive. Vok. Now Leao. Yellen able to get some hands on it. Murphy tracks it down. Free ball coming back for the Hurricanes. Vok looking for the chance on the near side, and Cologne puts it down. Jason Kennedy had the green card in hand midway through that point, and he'll ask for a challenge.
Yeah, everybody in the gym thought that first tip from Jensen had gone off the floor. And it's tough. I mean, everyone came crashing in from Miami. And sometimes, I mean, as an official, obviously you're not taught to do this, but sometimes you sort of have to listen and see, you know, obviously the ball off a hand versus off the floor is going to make a different sound. And to me, at least,
this review, our replay op, Artie has been pretty busy down there. And it is going to get overturned as Boston College will get the point. 1-point game.
and this is exactly who you want on the line. Schroeder, who closed, or almost closed the third set, had a really good run to get BC to the finish line.
Schroeder and Ross up top, a couple of freshmen. Grace Milliken So 3 freshmen on the floor with 3 seniors for Boston College. On the near side, Cologne had to go back to get it. Little miscommunication there between Ross and Murphy.
Yeah, just a tough spot on the floor right in the middle in terms of who's trying to track down that tip. Obviously, Murphy's kind of lined up deep, expecting that big cross-court swing. Ross has to kind of stay at home on the angle shot, so tough for either to really track down that tough roller.
Gonna see Alanis Vieira from Longwood, Florida, check into the game here to serve. Off the block, kept alive on the punch from Cassiano. Cologne gets it. Oh, kept alive by Lambros on the dive. Free chance, Cologne another opportunity, she overhits it. All heart and effort from Sophie Lambros.
Yeah, that ball should have been down. I don't know how Lambros gets to this. That's a perfect tip. I mean, that thing is sinking as it comes over the net. And Lambros somehow not only keeps it up, but gets it over as well and makes it a tough play for Miami.
Murphy to serve, and it just goes long. That's a good communication play. We've seen a lot of serves get played on that back line that high. 2-point lead for the Hurricanes. Jensen, cross court. Haggerty had to punch it over as it came through. Fox trying to set up Lopez. Lopez, Murphy kept alive on the pancake, and a free chance for Miami. Vok again for Lopez. She goes cross court. Point, Boston College. And Coach Keno wants to make sure that was actually pancaked up and kept alive by Boston College.
Yeah, they're going to challenge the same thing.
The officials will head to the monitor here. Another big point at stake between Miami and Boston College. Well, you want playoff atmosphere, you've got it here at the Cannell Center.
Take a look. That's close. Ooh. She gets some fingertips under the ball, but does it also rebound off the floor?
Well, and again, to remind you, the call on the floor was that she did make contact, keeping the point alive. So it has to be conclusive enough for them to overturn it.
Saw the replay official also went over to double check what Miami was challenging. You have to obviously be very specific in terms of what you are challenging here.
1-point lead for the Hurricanes.
I have to say, this one's a little bit dicier than the previous one. I mean, we saw on the Jensen tip, not a hand got close. This one, you can see Murphy clearly gets her fingertips under the ball. The question is it one of those situations where you only get like half the ball and half the ball hits the floor? Because if the ball touches the court, point's over. But if Murphy's able to sort of just get enough leverage under it, then it's gonna stand.
So we'll see. It's gonna be a point Miami. So Murphy did not get enough of a hand under it to keep the point alive. And now that's a big swing, as now the Hurricanes have set point here in set number 4. Boston College will take their timeout. Use them while you got them.
Just gonna make the server think a little bit more about it. Well, this is textbook trying to ice the server here. See if you can squeeze a free point out. That gives you one less you would have to try to earn back once you get the serve back, if you can. But again, I'll go back to what I said earlier in terms of this set appeared to be out of reach for Boston College. When Miami was up 19-13, all the momentum was on the Hurricanes side, and it felt pretty similar to the first set where Miami kind of controlled things throughout. And then BC had that little late push in the first. Feel like they were able to channel that momentum into wins in the second and third. Well, same thing here in this fourth set, right? Miami out to a big lead. Feels like they're in control. BC gets a push, they get within one. So maybe it doesn't turn out in their favor, but maybe they can use some of that momentum going into the fifth.
It's been a great matchup so far here between the University of Miami Hurricanes and the Boston College Eagles. I'm Luis Sanchez, broadcast partner Ben Altscher, and we're happy to bring you some ACC volleyball here on ACC Network Extra. While we have this opportunity, you know, it is the time of being thankful, so we want to wish our longtime producer here at Boston College, Mike Baker, a speedy recovery and good health, as we are thinking of you during this time of year, you and your family. No, he's watching this matchup, cheering on both these teams.
I'm sure he's thinking of all the clever puns he'd be saying in our headsets.
Miami with set point here against Boston College, and set number 4, trying to force a 5th and deciding set against the Eagles. Bach at the service line. Lambros trying to set up Ross. Feliciano back to Vach, near side for Cologne, and kept alive by Boston College. Set near side for Jensen. Did she get a tip? No, she didn't. She went high for Cologne, and good job staying disciplined there for Casiano and Heredia. Look at just this matchup in particular. Schroeder will get us started at the service line. Bach over for Casiano. Nice dig there by Murphy. Lambros looking, gets it, and it's gonna be off the antenna. (1-0) Miami here in the 5th.
Momentum always huge early in a 5th set. If you can get just a quick 2-3-0 run, you're in good shape.
Near side, Jensen. Ball comes all the way up. Rosado couldn't get there in time.
Again, that's another tough spot on the second ball, right? Because Vach sort of caught in the mix on that swing by Jensen, so somebody's got to take control. That was playable for one of the front row hitters. Could have just gone over on 2. Elected not to take that option, though.
Murphy. On the service line, Cologne goes cross court. Schroeder is there. Lambros, good feed. Haggerty takes advantage. A little running start for Haggerty, and Boston College takes a 1-point lead.
I always marvel when a setter is able to do this. Like, I like to call it the Statue of Liberty set. Sort of on the move, just a little one-handed flick. Just amazing, amazing strength in the fingertips.
Murphy trying to keep the Eagles on pace here, and that one's just gonna roll across and over by Grace Lopez. Sometimes you don't need power all the time, and Lopez learning that lesson here early on.
And I think Miami's kind of learning that lesson as this game has gone on. We're starting to see more tips, and they're really adept at tipping the ball up front. Even some short serves, especially from Cologne.
See it again there as that one gets to the attack line, and that one kept alive by Cologne. Reeve was denied. Free chance for Boston College. Near side, Jensen! Tools it off the block, and Kat Jensen gives Boston College a 1-point lead.
Now, the tips and the short serves are effective so long as it throws the other team out of system. If the other team starts to anticipate those tips in short serves, well, then you're almost just giving up free balls. So you have to sort of continue to mix and match and not get caught into a pattern.
And with the deep serve, and Grieve just hits it out. Or excuse me, Haggerty hits it out off the block. Grieve was the one that hit it off the block.
Nice job by Grieve. Again, Haggerty doing what you're supposed to do. Just couldn't quite sneak it in on the line there.
3-3 here in the 5th set. Rosado elevates to get that serve. Murphy gets low. Near side. Ross goes cross court. Oh, the freshman gets the point. Here's a serve for Ross, and taking advantage was Schroeder. Free chance for the Eagles. Haggerty keeps it alive. Now Murphy right back to Miami on the free ball. Lopez trying to get it over. Schroeder keeps her feet, gets it right back, and Schroeder denied by the block. Good recovery there for Grace Lopez.
Yeah, tough set. Schroeder really nothing she could do with it there. But BC was sort of caught in a tough spot. Schroeder and Haggerty had to recover the tip. and Hoppus had come crashing over, so she was unavailable. It was only one place Penn could set it.
4-4 game. Penn tracks it down. Schroeder with the high feed. Reeve got there, gets it right back. Reeve punched away by Murphy. Now Schroeder another chance. Tried to finesse it over the block. Vach kept it alive. Now Cologne struck that one through. Now through the middle for Haggerty, punched it across. Grieve for Vach. Now that set for Lopez was just a little behind. Chance for Hoppus. Good dig on the back row for Cologne. Grieve trying to go cross court. Penn sets it up through the middle, and look at Ross coming out of nowhere. Cologne sets it up, she's down, and Lopez will put it away. Grace Lopez with some authority on the far side.
You can see everybody starting to fall in love with the tip that time, and it's Lopez who says, all right, I'm gonna drive this ball and eventually end it with my power.
Your best servers on the line for Miami. 5-4 lead for the Hurricanes. A lot of topspin on that one. Murphy reads it. Hoppus trying to put it down, but Rosado, as it looks like the point's gonna go here to Boston College.
Yeah, lay out in the net. First time we've seen a net violation on Miami. I think only the second one total.
All game, yeah, absolutely. It's been pretty clean up front. 5-5, no separation here in the 5th set. Brooklyn Yellen out to serve. She's been a closer for the most part here for Boston College, the freshman from Laguna Beach, California. Vach trying to set up layout. Rosado's there. Vach again on the near side for Grieve. Oh! Sam Hoppus! Big block for the Eagles.
Well, you said Miami's a team that plays with some swagger. Sam Hoppus trying to lift BC. Huge pump after that block.
A service ace for Brooklyn Yellen. That's gonna lead to a timeout here for Miami. The Eagles relying on the underclassmen here in the 5th. 7-5, Boston College leads Miami. The Eagles on a 3-0 scoring run in Chestnut Hill. You're watching ACC Volleyball here on ACC Network Extra. Chestnut Hill, well, it's been an up and down season for the Hurricanes. They've been able to handle business against RPI teams that are plus 101. They're 12-1 coming into the matchup today, 5-9 against RPI 1 through 100, and 2 of those wins coming against Georgia Tech this season. BC currently at 106 coming into the matchup today.
Yellen's a little quick on the serve there.
Little restart here for Yellen. 2-point lead for the Eagles. Vach through the middle for Leao, and she'll put it down. Janice Leao finding some rhythm here in the 5th.
Nice response right out of the timeout from Miami again. You get to these 5th set situations, you just look to your key players who've gotten it done for you all year.
Grieve to serve. Pops that one up. Yellen back on the near side for Hoppus. Rosado, a nice diving dig. Lopez too heavy on the hit. And Rosado.
BC in the net.
It looks like
they got Schroeder in the net.
Jason Kennedy is going to get the green card out. At first, I thought Rosado was trying to get them to switch sides.
No.
Because it would have been
She's saying our point, our ball. She saw the official had the net call.
So into the net, we'll get a review here at 7-7. Yeah, looks like some movement there.
Yeah, you just see a little elbow bump. Hard to tell whether it's Roach or Schroeder, but you definitely see the net move, and obviously Lopez hit that ball high enough that it definitely wasn't the ball.
That's crazy. Rosado went diving towards the net and then had to go regroup towards the attack line and still was able to see that contact on the net.
Right. MH has been looking at the official, but either way, you know, that's a tough error to take if you're BC, because obviously that swing was nowhere close. And you just give up the point as a result.
From a 7-5 game to a 7-7 game here in the 5th. Schroeder had to go all the way back to try to put that one away. It goes into the net, and now Miami has taken an 8-7 lead.
That was a 3-0 run for BC into the Miami timeout. Now a counter 3-0 run the other way. This one feels like it's gonna come right down to the wire.
Well, we told you about the RPI. We'll show you some of these teams fighting for seeding throughout the NCAA. A couple of ACC teams looking for a chance to be in that top half. Miami at 41. You see NC State there as well at 45.
And again, if you're Miami, you feel like the resume right now is good enough. But you don't want to leave anything to chance, even though, you know, most of the all-automatic qualifiers are already locked in. This is the last day of the regular season.
Reeve will serve it. Hoppus gets it, and she's denied by Leao. Janice Leao getting up on the block. And Boston College will take a timeout, trailing by 2 here in the 5th set, 9-7.
One of the best blockers in the ACC, just doing what she does best, smothering the ball, taking away space. Hoppus feeling like she had an avenue to go over the top, and Leao says, there's no going over the top of me.
Leao up to 9 blocks in this matchup. Came in 5th in the ACC in blocks per set. Had those 8 against Pittsburgh earlier this season. A little bit of a homecoming for Leao, who has some friends and family in attendance here in Chestnut Hill. Made the trip up from New Bedford. Eleven kills. You see the hit percentage there for the graduate student from Massachusetts, and when they've needed her, she's shown up.
Absolutely. You know, sort of felt like she got out of rhythm a little bit in the middle stages, and BC's offense was able to get unlocked, but she's one of those players who, it feels like her defense helps sort of build her offensive confidence. So when she's getting those big blocks like that, that's when she becomes even more of a threat offensively. And again, going back to the setter Vaughn, she's someone who knows that. So, you know, she will keep Leao in rhythm offensively and know to feed her if she's feeling her confidence.
Hurricanes travel well. See the Hurricane faithful making the trip here to the Canal Center. It's been a great match here in one of the final regular season ACC matches on the schedule today. Yellen gets low. Penn trying to set it up for Schroeder. Schroeder cross court. Gets the point.
Well, the whole Miami bench is signaling out, and you've got the veteran coach there on the sideline just sort of grizzly nodding. Yep, that was him.
He's sorry.
Coaches will be real. They'll tell you. So they know one way or another. That's why I feel like the challenge success rate is usually pretty high, high degree of success.
When you know, right?
Right.
Lambros to serve. Rosado handles it well. Now Colon, oh, she's denied by the block, but it's kept alive. Feliciano now trying to send it back over. That's punched across, and Murphy will get there. Schroeder with the chance to finesse it over the block, but it's played by Vach, looking for Colon, who pushed it. Murphy with the diving stop. Near side for Schroeder again, and this time she does not miss. Hallie Schroeder, the freshman, has tied it up at 9-9.
Well, 2 big plays by Schroeder again. Talk about her being a finesse player, but it's been terrific power on the last couple swings. Just finds the gap there.
Lambros, Rosado, good job keeping it enough on it. Colon now, Murphy, another diving dig. Jensen took enough off of it, Vach can't get there. 3 straight points for Boston College.
Anna Murphy again with the defense, just all over the place. Colon trying to put it in a spot, but Anna Murphy says, I'll cover the whole floor if I have to. And then Jensen just getting a really good deflection off the block. There you see the great effort by Murphy, the libero, and then the fingertips of Colon adjusting that swing, making it a tough play for Rosado.
A game of runs here in the 5th set. 10-9 Boston College. 3 points of their own for the Eagles, and we started the broadcast talking about Senior Day. We look at what the seniors have been able to do here for the Eagles in their 5 years for the program. I mean, a lot of those numbers stick out, but it's really just the group in general making their mark.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, this group is going to be all over the BC record books, top 10 in a number of categories come the end of the season. They brought home the first ever postseason championship last year. They have established a culture of just, you know, great kids, first of all, great student athletes, wonderful people to be around. Jason Kennedy speaks highly of them all the time in that respect. And, you know, not just of high character, but of also high quality, and just being able to be a perennial 17, 18, 19, 20 win team year in and year out. That's what this group has done. It's, you know, maybe not arguably at this point, the best 4-year stretch of Boston College volleyball in program history.
Kat Jensen had 30 kills against LIU last season. 3rd most in a single match in program history. And to your point about the character of individuals, Peyton Minyard is that one. Is kept alive by Feliciano.
That should be an ace.
That might tie it there for Lambros, one of those players we just showed you on that last graphic. That could tie the program record at 130 for career aces.
I know Miami gets multiple touches here, but this should be an ace.
It's gonna be a service ace for Lambros. Layout, oh, what a dig by Murphy. Near side, Schroeder, denied by the block, kept alive. Yellen was in the right place. Free ball from Lambros. Far side for Colon, oh, off the face of Murphy. It's one way to get a point for Heredia Colon.
Yikes, vicious swing. Murphy up with a smile, quickly able to shake it off, and Jason Kennedy calling her over, obviously trying to make sure she's okay.
That one with a lot of power, and you said it, she popped right back up after getting hit with a smile on her face.
Hazards of the occupation is sort of how you refer to that. Obviously, you don't want to ever see anyone get hit upstairs like that.
See the Murphy family looking on, making sure that Anna's all right.
Let's just have a cut on the lip.
Sophia Lambros, 130 career aces, now ties the program record there with Allison Anderson and Verena Roast. One more and she'll be the sole leader. That's what we're talking about, is it's not only kills or blocks, it's all over the statistical categories for this Boston College team.
Yeah, it's not just one position, right? It's been, you know, affecting the team at all levels. Setter, libero, outside hitter. You know, Haggerty, I know not a senior, but now, you know, juniors had obviously a very impactful 2 seasons.
Crowd loved to see Murphy back. Vieira with the serve. Lambros over for Jensen, gets it right down the line. 2-point lead for Boston College. Another good feed from Lambros. And Schroeder in rotation here to serve. 7 ties, 5 lead changes here in the 5th set. Schroeder punches it through. Far side for Cologne. That's kept alive by Feliciano. Near side for Lopez. Yellen keeping it alive. Now Jensen responds down the line again! Tipped off the block, and Kat Jensen back-to-back kills.
How about a 20-piece on senior day? Kat Jensen, what an unbelievable finish to her senior year. She has just been a remarkable mark of consistency for this team.
13-10 here in the 5th set. Schroeder trying to eye it out. Looks like Rosado might have a contact that's loose, and the official will just give her enough time here on the left side to make sure she's all right. She'll actually head to the sideline here to make sure that the contact is in place. I think you can speak more on eyewear than I can.
I tell you what, I switched to contacts once when I was playing. I said never again. So I applaud anyone who can get adjusted to the contacts.
Back to action. Schroeder gets it over. Near side for Lopez. Oh, what a dig there by Schroeder on the back line. Cologne kept it alive. It was going out. Lopez, another chance at it. Oh, Yellen this time. Schroeder trying to find a way through. Lambros. Feliciano pushed up towards Cologne, and that's in. Looked like for a second Cassiano wanted it, but she left it for Cologne on the far side.
And everybody had their hands in the air on the Miami bench when Cologne played that ball close to the side. Then after she drilled that ball down, she said, "Don't worry, I got it."
Lambros setting it up for Jensen. That's been the combination. Miami trying to track it down. Free ball coming back for the Eagles. Murphy back up top for Lambros. Set up for Jensen. Pushes it over. Oh, a diving dig there by Rosado. Now Cologne pushes it. Lambros again, this time near side. Oh, it's Ross! Audrey Ross, the freshman, gives Boston College match point.
Perfect time to change things up if you're Lambros. He gave Jensen 2 cracks at it. She had Miami all out of sorts. Got a couple free balls. That's the perfect time to switch it up and go back to the other side, and Audrey Ross pays off the confidence.
The BC fans up to their feet here on the right side of the Cannell Center. 14-11, Boston College. Feliciano handles the serve. Looking for Cologne, punched it over. A smart play there for Heredia Cologne.
A really heady play in a tough spot there. Knew it wasn't going to be a perfect set, so that's a smart tip. And obviously, after a couple big swings, everybody's bracing for another bomb. She's had a lot of these sneaky short serves.
Set point number 2 for Boston College. Cologne goes short. Haggerty plays it. Lambros to the near side. Off the block, Vach keeps it alive. Rosado looking for Lopez. Lopez dug out by Murphy. Near side again for Ross. Ross dug out by Cologne. Grieve looking for a chance. Haggerty keeps it alive. Lambros one more time. Rosado over to Cologne. Now Greaves one chance. Oh, extended rally here. Jensen trying to put an end to it. And Kat Jensen does it. On senior day, it's Jensen with 21 kills to lead Boston College to a 3-2 victory over the University of Miami.
Wow, what a way to cap a year if you're Boston College. I know certainly they'll look back and think about what could have been if they could have found this level of play a little bit earlier in the ACC, but you know, you close on a 3-match winning streak, 5 out of your last 6, and seeing the